on designing effective questionnaires for research, ensuring sensitivity, reliability, and validity. So, yesterday we have covered reliability and validity, right? Apart from the basic things, identification of variables and other aspects. So, today we will, so these are the topics we have covered yesterday. Let us have a glance. Introduction to questionnaire design, wherein we have covered the overview of questionnaire use in research, objectives of a good questionnaire, and the goals of this workshop. Then we have discussed principles of questionnaire design, and we have focused our discussion on understanding the research problem, question types, close-ended versus open-ended, and scales like Likert, semantic, differential, Gutman, etc. Then we had a discussion on constructing effective questions, and then question order and flow. Then we had discussion on ensuring reliability in questionnaires. What is reliability? Techniques to enhance reliability, and using Cronbach's alpha for internal consistency. Then we had our discussion in detail on ensuring validity in questionnaires, wherein we have focused our discussion on what is validity, then content validity, construct validity, and criterion validity. So today we will start with sensitivity in questionnaires. All right. So anyone who can tell me the most valuable concept or technique you have learned yesterday? Most important technique you have learned yesterday, or the valuable concept or technique? Anyone? Which you find useful for your research? Yes, please. Kapil sir, Somita ma'am, Rakesh sir, anyone who would like to respond?
Okay, so I would like to, add up to everything and try to keep it in a short way. And I would like to say one thing that I am really taking for my own research, my own work, would be how to make the questionnaires reliable, how to, and of course, the Cronbach alpha methods and all the analysis methods, those are there. But I am saying in a very basic way. So that's what I'll always keep in mind. Keep it in
Right.
mind how to
Right.
put the questionnaires in a cascading order, and to get the answers, to make the response reliable, more reliable.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable response. Anju ma'am, anyone else who you want to add anything? Rakesh sir, anyone? Megha Lakshmi ma'am. Yes. So I really appreciate the response of Somita ma'am. Very true and transparent reply. So examples may include clarity in question construction, the importance of pilot testing or understanding reliability measures like Cronbach alpha. So understanding how to structure questions to minimize bias was valuable because it helps improve response accuracy. Thank you so much. So the key learnings from the day one. The day one covered fundamentals of questionnaire design with an emphasis on structure, reliability, and validity. We explored the principles of clarity, the sequence of questions, and item construction. Key takeaways included using techniques like Cronbach's alpha, like ma'am rightly mentioned, Samita ma'am, to measure internal consistency, ensuring that questionnaires are both reliable and valid, and understanding how each question type serves as a unique purpose in consumer behavior. So today we will focus on making questionnaires sensitive to subtle changes, testing them through pilot studies, and adhering to ethical standards. So, this foundation will support your skills as we proceed with advanced concepts. So, a study on brand loyalty utilized Cronbach's alpha to verify the consistency of items related to consumer trust and satisfaction. By confirming reliability, researchers gathered dependable data on factors driving loyalty. Why is internal consistency important in consumer behavior studies? Why is internal consistency important in consumer behavior related studies? Yes, it ensures that related items provide consistent measurements. How does validity contribute to questionnaire quality? We had detailed discussion on validity and its types. So just try to respond. How does validity contribute to questionnaire quality?
Okay, it can ensure the survey could be could lead to accurate, truthful answers and meaningful data for analysis.
Right, ma'am. Very right. It confirms that the questionnaire accurately measures the intended concepts. Right, ma'am. So I'm gaining confidence that you are learning. Cronbach's alpha is used to measure validity or internal consistency. I hope everyone can respond. Cronbach's alpha is used to measure. Okay, Kiran ma'am, Anju ma'am, Kapil sir, Rakesh sir, Somita ma'am. Very right, all of you. It is B, internal consistency. Right. Content validity ensures comprehensive coverage of the subject or randomized response order. Content. Okay, Kapil sir, Kiran ma'am, Somita ma'am, Anju ma'am, Rakesh sir, all of you agree on the common point that it is a comprehensive coverage of the subject. Right. Let us do some activity. Review the sample questionnaire for reliability indicators. So, first you need to examine the questionnaire for consistency in language, terminology, and response options. So, what are the reliability indicators? You need to focus on consistency in similar question phrasing, then use of standardized response scales like 5-point Likert scale for similar constructs, and grouping similar types of questions to reduce cognitive load and maintain answer consistency. So, identifying reliability indicators ensures the questionnaire can produce stable, repeatable results, providing a strong foundation for accurate data analysis. Now we can move on to sensitivity in questionnaires. Sensitivity is essential for capturing slight changes in respondents' attitudes or behaviors. This concept is critical in consumer behavior studies, where attitudes may shift subtly due to changes in product perception or brand trust. Sensitive questions allow researchers to gauge these minor differences without influencing responses unduly. This means designing questions that can identify small but meaningful changes, helping uncover deeper insights into consumer attitudes. For instance, a question on brand preference could range from strongly prefer to neutral to prefer competitor, detecting slight preference shifts. So, a study on product satisfaction used sensitive questions to track slight changes in consumer attitudes over time, providing insights into evolving brand perceptions. Why is sensitivity important in consumer behavior research? Why is sensitivity important in CB research? Just give it a try. You know, discussions make class more engaging. It captures minor but significant attitude changes. How does sensitivity enhance data quality? How does sensitivity enhance data quality?
Sensitivity could help in optimization of the data.
Okay.
I'm just lowballing over here.
It enables nuanced insights that improve understanding. Right, ma'am? Sensitive
Yeah.
questions are essential for capturing broad trends or detecting subtle changes. Yes. Okay, sir. Anyone else? Right. Right. It is B, detecting subtle changes. So we need to focus on one important point here, that we could have used closed-ended questions. Why we are making use of Likert scale and not closed-ended questions? This will thought will provide you further insights. Sensitivity helps in simplifying responses or improving response accuracy. Sensitivity. Okay, right. Geeta ma'am also responded this time. It is improving response accuracy. Right. Develop a question that captures slight shifts in product preference. Just give it a try. Develop a question that captures slight shifts in product preference. So what you need to do is, first you need to define product preference. That is, you need to focus on aspects that reflect subtle preferences, such as the choice between different product features. So you need to formulate the question. For example, the question could be, how likely are you to choose product A over product B due to its eco-friendly packaging? And the scale options could vary from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. So this scale allows you respondents to indicate even slight preferences, providing nuanced insights into shifts in consumer choices. If you want to give any other example, you can. I have just set one example. Okay. Would you buy product in full price rather than product be in offer? Very right, Samita ma'am.
But we have two kind of products. So this one will be like in offer, buy one get one, and another one is like in full price. So we can see which one people are choosing.
Right. And accordingly, we can get to know about their attitude and their behavioral aspects, and we can also forecast or we can formulate strategies that we are going to adopt in near future by and identifying more responses and framing questions like this, right? This will give you insights so that you can have successful implementation of what you have planned so that you can get desired response from the target market. Yes, next is, okay, right. Ensuring sensitivity, that is, scales and questioning techniques. Sensitivity in questionnaires often depends on the scales used. For example, a 7-point scale provides more room for nuanced responses than a 5-point scale, making it ideal for capturing subtle shifts. In consumer behavior, where attitudes may be influenced by social desirability, framing questions neutrally is vital to avoid pushing respondents towards socially acceptable answers. For example, instead of asking, do you think buying eco friendly products is the right choice? A sensitive approach would be, how important is environmental impact when making a purchase? This encourages honest, reflective responses without moral pressure. So, the way we formulate questions plays a major role. A study on eco-conscious shopping habits used a 7-point Likert scale if you are looking for more precise response to capture subtle attitudes towards sustainability, avoiding socially desirable phrasing to ensure authenticity. So, how does a 7-point Likert scale enhance sensitivity? Yes. How does a 7-point Likert scale enhance sensitivity? Anyone?
I think from 7-point scale capture uh, more response, accurate response than 5-point skills.
Very right,
And
Kapil sir. Yes.
one more thing, I
Yes.
think if there is change in customer preference, then we can take 7-point Likert scale. I think so.
Right. So it helps in planning, it helps in forecasting demand, it helps in formulating strategies, and also in positioning target market in near future. So it allows for more nuanced responses. We were discussing why is it okay? Why is it important to avoid socially desirable questions? Why is it important to avoid socially desirable questions? Yes? Anyone? Because it minimizes bias, leading to more honest responses. Getting unbiased feedback is very, very challenging. A 7-point scale provides limited response options, greater response sensitivity. Okay. Others, right? It is B, greater response sensitivity. Right. Megha Lakshmi ma'am, you're very right. Avoiding social desirability helps by increasing honesty in responses, simplifying questions. Avoiding social desirability helps by, okay, okay, increasing honesty in responses. Very right. Activity time again. Design a neutral question on environmental impact in consumer choices. Design a neutral question on environmental impact in consumer choices. Just give it a try. Neutral question on environmental impact. Anyone? So the steps could be identify desired information, gauge the importance of environmental impact without influencing responses, and then draft a neutral question. For example, the question could be, how important is the environmental impact of a product in your purchasing decisions? And the response scale could be varying from not important at all to moderately important to extremely important. So, neutral phrasing ensures respondents feel free to express varying levels of concern about environmental impact without feeling pressured. Handling sensitive topics. Handling sensitive topics requires a respectful, thoughtful approach. Topics related to personal values, ethics, or private preferences may cause discomfort or reluctance to answer honestly. Using indirect questioning can alleviate discomfort, such as asking about general opinions on environmental issues rather than individual behaviors. Ethical considerations include maintaining respondent privacy, assuring confidentiality, and framing questions to avoid intrusive language. For example, instead of directly asking, do you always recycle? An indirect question might be, how common is recycling in your household? This approach helps respondent answer more openly. So, a study on consumer ethics used indirect questioning techniques to assess opinions on sustainable practices, reducing respondent discomfort and yielding more authentic responses. Why is indirect questioning effective for sensitive topics? Why is indirect questioning important for sensitive topics? Or
It can make the respondents comfortable so that, they
right,
can give the answers
very
honestly.
right, very right. Because if respondents are not comfortable responding the way we have framed the questionnaire, we will never get true response or unbiased response. Either they refrain to respond or they respond in a neutral way, which is going to affect the strategies of the organization to a great extent. So it reduces discomfort, allowing for honest responses. How does framing affect respondent comfort? How does framing affect respondent comfort? Yes,
I mean, it will make them feel easy and build trust, right? If the
right,
framing
ma'am.
is nice.
Very right, very right. Proper framing prevents respondents from feeling judged. Very right. Sensitive topics require direct questioning or thoughtful framing. Sensitive topics require direct questioning or thoughtful framing. Okay, okay. Yes, you are right. It is B, thoughtful framing. Right, right. So I appreciate everyone is responding now. Indirect questions help by increasing respondent comfort or reducing data quality. Indirect questions. Okay, okay. Yes, you are right. It is A, increasing respondent comfort. Right. Activity time again. Rephrase a direct question on recycling to an indirect format. rephrase a direct question on recycling to an indirect format. So you see how basic English we have studied in our early school days is of great help now. Identify a direct question. Do you recycle regularly? Do you recycle regularly? And the rephrase for indirectness could be, how common is recycling among people in your household? So, indirect phrasing reduces personal pressure, allowing respondents to answer without feeling judged, which can lead to more accurate data collection on sensitive behaviors. Right? So, you can add more to the examples. Then we can discuss about pilot testing and refining the questionnaire. So pilot testing is crucial step in questionnaire development, allowing researchers to identify issues before full deployment. Through pilot testing, we can spot unclear or confusing questions, determine if any parts of the survey disrupt the flow, and assess how questions perform in capturing reliable and valid data. Testing on a smaller representative sample lets researchers gather feedback and make necessary refinements. For example, in a consumer behavior survey, if respondents find a question like, how often do you purchase eco friendly products, vague, it can be rephrased to, how often do you purchase products labeled as eco friendly? So, this is the benefit of pilot testing. Pilot testing ultimately improves clarity, flow, and response accuracy, ensuring the final questionnaire is optimally designed for comprehensive data collection. A survey on brand satisfaction was pilot tested with a small group. Feeling revealed that respondents found language too technical. The researchers simplified terminology and clarified instructions, leading to a higher completion rates in the full survey. So, why is pilot testing valuable in questionnaire design? Role of pilot testing. You can share your questionnaire with your peers so that, or with the selected respondents with whom you are confident that they will share fair opinion, unbiased opinion. Yes. What is the benefit of pilot testing? It helps in identifying confusing elements and allowing refinement. How does pilot testing improve data quality? How does pilot testing improve data quality? It helps ensure questions are clear, improving response accuracy. Pilot testing primarily helps in reducing questionnaire length or identifying potential issues. Pilot testing. Yes. Okay. It is B, right? Identifying potential issues. Pilot testing should ideally be conducted on a small representative sample or the entire target population. Right. It is a small representative sample. Now activity time. Create a sample pilot test question and collect feedback from peers. You can do it right now also. So what we can do, draft a sample pilot question. For example, how satisfied are you with the customer support for this product? And use a 5-point Likert scale ranging from very dissatisfied to very satisfied. And then collect peer feedback. Ask peers if they found the question clear and if any adjustments were needed, and document any feedback to refine the question. So testing with peers can reveal wording issues or ambiguities, improving clarity and data reliability in the final questionnaire. I hope everyone is aware that even in our thesis, when we write it finally, we mention this, that which scales we have used for measuring which type of category of questions or the theoretical constructs. And then we also mention the number of questions we arrived initially. Then after expert opinion, how many questions we are left with, right? And then what is the impact of peer review? And then what is the shape of the questionnaire? So you need to document each and every step. It adds to the credibility of your thesis, of your questionnaire too, and also to the data you have gathered after refining the questionnaire. So it is highly beneficial. I must emphasize this fact. Please document each and every step that you are performing. How to conduct a pilot test? Conducting a successful pilot test involves careful planning. Start by selecting a sample that represents your target demographic, as their feedback will reflect actual respondent experiences. Use open ended questions to capture their impressions about the questionnaires' clarity, wording, and overall flow. For instance, ask, did you find any question unclear or difficult to answer? This feedback is invaluable for refining the questions and addressing any confusing elements. After collecting responses, analyze data to identify patterns in feedback and make necessary revisions. If major changes are made, consider repeating the pilot test to confirm improvements, ensuring that the final questionnaire is accurate and user friendly as possible. A study on consumer attitudes towards organic products included a pilot test that revealed confusing terminology. Researchers replaced complex terms like certified organic with more familiar phrases, leading to clearer responses. So, what type of feedback is crucial in pilot testing? What type of feedback is crucial in pilot testing? Yes? Feedback on question clarity and survey flow. Why is it beneficial? Okay, constructive and direct to the point, right? Why is it beneficial to repeat a pilot test? Why is it beneficial to repeat a pilot test? It confirms that revisions have addressed prior issues. Okay, to check the credibility, right? The primary aim of feedback collection in a pilot test is to shorten the survey or improve clarity and flow. Okay, it is B, improve clarity and flow. If major changes are made post-pilot, researchers should proceed to the full sample or conduct another pilot test. Yes, okay, it is B, conduct another pilot test. Right. Activity time again. Develop feedback questions for a pilot test on product preferences. Develop feedback questions for a pilot test on product preferences. So identify various aspects to test like clarity, flow, and relevance of questions in the product preference survey. And then sample feedback questions could be, were any questions unclear or confusing? Did the order of questions make sense? Were there any questions you felt were irrelevant? So the targeted feedback questions help identify specific areas for improvement, enhancing question relevance and response accuracy. Then cognitive interviewing. What is cognitive interviewing? Cognitive interviewing is a valuable technique in questionnaire design, revealing how respondents interpret and understand each question. By having respondents think aloud, while answering, researchers can detect any misunderstanding or biases in real time. This method also includes probing questions where the interviewer asks for clarification on certain responses. For example, if a respondent hesitates on a question about brand loyalty, probing can reveal whether the term was unclear. Cognitive interviewing helps refine question wording, reducing the risk of misinterpretation and enhancing overall data quality. This method is especially beneficial for complex topics like consumer behavior, where nuanced understanding is essential. A cognitive interview for a survey on brand loyalty showed that respondents struggled with the term commitment to purchase. Researchers revised the term to likelihood to buy again, which respondents found it easier to understand. So, how does cognitive interviewing improve question comprehension? Role of cognitive interviewing in improving question comprehension. Yes, please. Commitment to purchase replaced by likelihood to buy again. We always need to keep respondents in mind. Who is our target audience? Who are our respondents? Yes. It reveals respondent interpretations and misunderstandings. Second, why is probing important in cognitive interviews? Why is probing important in cognitive interviews? Probing provides additional insights on response accuracy. Cognitive interviewing is primarily used to simplify questions or understand respondent thought processes. Yes. Okay. Right. It is to understand respondent thought processes. The think aloud method helps identify survey length issues or misinterpretations or biases. Think aloud method, right? Misinterpretations or biases. Now, activity time again. Conduct a cognitive interview with a peer on a sample question. So choose a sample question. For example, how often do you buy organic products? Ask peers to think aloud. Note the term think aloud. Encourage the peer to explain their thought process as they answer. So we are not only looking for the answer, we are encouraging the respondent to explain their thought process behind it. So for this, we can use probing questions like, what do you understand by organic in this context? So cognitive interviews reveal how respondents interpret questions, enabling refinements to reduce misunderstandings. Then ethical considerations in questionnaire design. Ethical considerations are critical in questionnaire design, safeguarding respondents' rights and privacy. Informed consent is a foundational ethical step, informing participants about the purpose of the study, the voluntary nature of their participation, and how their data will be used. Anonymity and confidentiality are also paramount, especially with sensitive topics, to ensure respondents feel secure in sharing honest answers. Handling sensitive data requires adherence to data protection standards, including secure storage and limited access. In a survey on consumer behavior, respecting respondents' privacy encourages trust, leading to more accurate and candid responses. A study on consumer privacy in digital shopping included strict confidentiality measures, assuring respondents that their data was securely stored and only used for research purposes. Why is informed consent necessary in questionnaires? Now the question arises, what we mean by informed consent? Ethical obligation? Okay. Anyone else? Informed consent. Basically, before asking the respondents to fill in the questionnaire or respond to the questions, we need to inculcate confidence in them that the questionnaire or the questions or their responses to the questionnaire will be used only for a specific purpose and will not be used for any other hidden purpose. Second, their identity will never be revealed. Plus, we never ask their personal details like their email, phone number, or anything else. Right? So, building trust of the respondents is essential. Besides, no doubt it is an ethical obligation, but it helps build trust and it helps gain real responses. So, informed consent, we take consents of respondents in advance and we inform the purpose of getting the questionnaire filled, right? So, at the top of the questionnaire, you can mention that I am a research scholar of so and so university. This is the title of my research or the topic of my research, and I am in the stage of data collection for as a mandatory part of my thesis or my research work. That is why I have approached you. Kindly respond. Right? So when before starting the first question, they will go through the content and they will give the consent to respond accurately and truly. Right? So it ensures participants understand their rights and their purpose of the study. How does confidentiality impact respondent honesty? So basically, confidentiality increases trust, encouraging honest responses, which is the ultimate aim of getting the questionnaire filled. We are not getting the questionnaire filled just for the sake of getting it filled, but we are looking for honest feedback. I hope all of you are aware of top rating agencies or survey agencies like Nielsen, E&Y, right, and many more. Why they are known for it? Why they have this reputation? McKinsey, because no doubt they charge heavy amounts, huge amounts from the organizations. But the responses, the data they have collected, the analysis, the statistics they have provided cannot be challenged. And for getting these reports, you can go to various websites like IBEF, Statista, and many more. right? Deloitte. So they have their name in their field. The same implies to the real researchers. Anonymity protects data analysis or respondent identity, right? It protects respondent identity. Informed consent involves explaining the study's purpose or collecting only demographic data. Right, right. It is explaining the purpose of the study. Activity time. Draft an informed consent statement for a questionnaire on brand perception. Give it a try. I have already explained answer to this question. So what you need to do, outline key points like purpose, data confidentiality, and voluntary participation. We should not force anyone to respond. Their willingness is must to respond. Sample consent statement could be, your participation in this brand perception survey is voluntary. All responses will be kept confidential and used solely for the research purpose. You may withdraw at any time, or they cannot be forced to answer any question. If they do not want to answer one or few questions, you should allow. So, a well crafted consent statement reassures participants and aligns with ethical research practices. So, either you allow them or you persuade them for informed consent, right? So, informed consent, let us explore it in further detail. Informed consent is essential in maintaining ethical standards in research, especially when collecting data from participants. It ensures that respondents are fully aware of the purpose of the study, procedures, and expected duration, and the ways their data will be used. This fosters a transparent relationship with participants and upholds their rights. Key elements of informed consent include a clear explanation of the study's goals, a statement that participation is voluntary, and assurance of data confidentiality. For online surveys, an electronic acknowledgement can serve as consent, whereas traditional research often uses signed forms. In consumer behavior studies, consent is crucial, particularly if sensitive data is collected. For instance, if studying brand loyalty, respondents should know that their data will only be used for research, reinforcing trust. A study on consumer data privacy implemented a comprehensive informed consent form that outlined data handling and confidentiality measures, boosting participant trust. What information should be included in the informed consent form? What information should be included in informed consent forms? The study purpose, procedures, data usage, and confidentiality. How does informed consent enhance research ethics? How does informed consent enhance research ethics? It ensures transparency and respect for participants' rights. Informed consent ensures that participation is voluntary and informed or mandatory for all. Okay, right. It is a voluntary and informed. Informed consent forms typically include only demographic questions or study purpose and confidentiality details. Right, it is B, study purpose and confidentiality details. Draft an informed consent paragraph for a survey on brand loyalty. Draft an informed consent paragraph for a survey on brand loyalty. What will you do? Include study purpose and confidentiality assurance. So, sample consent paragraph. This survey aims to study factors affecting brand loyalty. Your responses are confidential and will only be used for this research. Participation is voluntary and you may withdraw at any time. So, clear consent enhances trust and ensures ethical compliance. Anonymity and confidentiality. Anonymity and confidentiality are core principles of ethical research, especially when handling sensitive data. Anonymity ensures that a respondent's identity cannot be linked to their responses, which encourages honesty. For example, in a consumer behavior study on buying preferences, anonymity can help respondents feel comfortable answering truthfully. Confidentiality goes further by ensuring that personal information provided by the participants is protected and kept secure. Techniques for maintaining these standards include using anonymized IDs for each respondent, storing data in secure databases, and limiting access to only essential personnel. These measures help build participant trust, which in turn improves response accuracy and research reliability. So, a study on ethical shopping habits ensured confidentiality by anonymizing responses and using encrypted storage. Participants reported higher levels of comfort, contributing to the quality of the data. How does anonymity encourage honest responses? How does anonymity encourage honest responses? It assures respondents that their identities are not linked to their answers. We will never mention that this person said this person said this. No. Why is confidentiality crucial in survey research? Why is confidentiality crucial in survey research? Yes.
To get the answers, reliabilities, it can build trust so that people can, give an honest answer
Right.
without.
Right. Very true and to the point answer. It protects personal data and fosters participant trust. Very right, Somita ma'am. Anonymity means only researchers know the respondents' identities or no link between responses and identity. Anonymity. Okay, right. It is B. No link between responses and identity. Confidentiality involves limiting access to participant information or asking demographic questions only. Confidentiality, right? It is a limiting access to participant information. Activity time again. Outline steps to ensure anonymity in a brand preference survey. So use anonymized identifiers. So instead of names, you can assign codes like R001, R002, and so on. Avoid collecting identifying data. Exclude personal identifiers like email. I already mentioned. Limit data access. restrict data access to essential research personnel. So, ensuring anonymity protects respondent privacy, encouraging honest responses, and compliance with data protection standards. Handling sensitive data. Sensitive data in research can include personal information, financial details, or opinions on ethical matters. Handling such data responsibly is essential for maintaining research integrity and protecting participants. Guidelines include secure storage protocols such as encryption to prevent unauthorized access. Limit data access to necessary personnel only and clearly communicate data usage policies to respondents. Transparency about data handling builds trust and demonstrates respect for respondents' rights. In consumer behavior studies, sensitive data like shopping habits tied to income should be stored securely, with respondents informed that the data will solely serve research purposes, reinforcing ethical standards. A study on ethical consumption practices followed strict data protection protocols, ensuring sensitive respondent data was stored in encrypted files. This approach built trust and improved response quality. Why is secure data storage crucial in sensitive data research? Why is secure data storage crucial in sensitive data research? Yes,
It could protect the integrity of the research.
right. Okay. It prevents unauthorized access to personal information. How does transparency about data usage impact respondent trust? Transparency about data usage. Yes, it builds trust by showing respect for participants' privacy. Right, ma'am? Now, sensitive data should be shared with all research staff, stored securely with limited access. Right? It is B, stored securely with limited access. Transparency in data usage helps improve response rates or build respondent trust. Yes, right. Build respondent trust. List three strategies to protect sensitive survey data. Three strategies. Everyone should try. Data encryption. Use encryption for both stored and transmitted data. Access controls. Limited access to authorized researchers only. Regular audits. Conduct periodic audits to verify data securely. So, protecting sensitive data maintains ethical standards and safeguard participant information. Right? So, you can add more points. I have just given the outline. Final sample questionnaire development. Now, now that we have covered each aspect of questionnaire design, it's time to assemble the final version. Begin by integrating any insights or changes identified during pilot testing. Review each question for clarity, ensuring it aligns with study objectives and support reliable, valid data collection. Verify that sensitive topics are handled with care, respecting respondent privacy through measures like anonymity and confidentiality. Use a checklist to ensure that each element, reliability, sensitivity, flow, and ethics is addressed. This comprehensive approach will create a questionnaire that is publication ready, meeting standards for academic research, and aligning with best practices for participant respect and data integrity. A study developed a final questionnaire on ethical consumerism refining it through pilot feedback and ensuring publication standards were met. The survey achieved high response rates and was successfully published, serving as a model for consumer behavior research. How does pilot feedback improve the final questionnaire? How does pilot feedback improve the final questionnaire? It helps refine unclear questions and improve survey flow. Why is a checklist useful before finalizing a questionnaire? Checklist. We discussed yesterday, I suppose. A checklist ensures each key element is adequately addressed. The final questionnaire should be left unchanged after the initial design, refined based on pilot test feedback. Yes, final questionnaire, right? Refined based on pilot test feedback, right? Publication ready questionnaire should meet ethical and methodological standards or focus only on response speed, right? It is A, meet ethical and methodological standards. Activity time again. Review the final questionnaire for publication readiness using a provided checklist. So use a checklist for review on clarity of questions, consistency in response scales, reliability and validity indicators. For example, Cronbach's alpha for consistency. Then the sample checklist points could be: are all questions free of bias? Have sensitive data handling measures been implemented? So a thorough review ensures the questionnaire meets publication standards, enhancing data quality and adherence to academic rigor. Right? So now I will show you the sample questionnaire on consumer behavior and brand perception survey. I expect all of you are able to develop the questionnaire, and now I am looking for your sample questionnaire. Let me show you. See, section 1 comprising questions on brand perception. And in this, we have covered 3 parameters or constructs: quality perception, brand trust, brand reputation. In quality perception, we have question: how would you rate the quality of our brand compared to other brands you use? And we have used a scale: much lower quality with code 1 to same quality to much higher quality with code 5. 5-point Likert scale, most popularly used. Brand trust: how much do you trust our brand to deliver quality products? Now scale: not at all to moderately to completely. Brand reputation: question could be: how positively do you view our brand's reputation in the market? Scale could range from very negative to neutral to very positive. I hope this will give you further clarity. Now, section 2 on consumer satisfaction, and the questions will focus on constructs: product satisfaction, value for money, and customer service satisfaction. So, in case of product satisfaction, the question could be: how satisfied are you with the reliability of our product? And the scale could vary from very dissatisfied to neutral to very satisfied. For value for money, the question could be: do you believe our product offers good value for its price? And the scale could vary from strongly disagree to neutral to strongly agree. Regarding customer satisfaction, the question could be: how would you rate your satisfaction with our customer support? And the scale could range from very poor to neutral to excellent. Section 3 on consumer loyalty. The questions can focus on repeat purchase intent and likelihood to recommend. So you see, if you recall the concept of content validity, now you can yourself check the coverage of the content, right? So, questions on repeat purchase could be: how likely are you to purchase from our brand again in the next 6 months? Very unlikely to neutral to very likely could be the scale. Likelihood to recommend question could be: how likely are you to recommend our brand to friends and family? And the scale could range from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. Similarly, section 4 could focus on environmental impact on purchasing decisions. So the constructs could be environmental concern in purchasing and sustainable product preference. The question on environmental concerns in purchasing could be: how important is a product's environmental impact in your purchasing decisions? The scale could range from not important at all to moderately important to extremely important. Regarding sustainable product preference, the question could be: how likely are you to choose a product from our brand if it is advertised as eco-friendly? The scale could range from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. Section 5 focusing on sensitivity to promotions and discounts, and the constructs taken in this study are promotion responsiveness and effectiveness of loyalty programs. The question on promotion responsiveness could be: how likely are you to purchase this product when a discount is offered? The scale could range from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. See the pattern of the options? Effectiveness of loyalty programs. The question could be: how valuable do you find our loyalty reward programs in influencing your purchase decisions? The scale could range from not at all valuable to moderately valuable to extremely valuable. So, as far as informed consent is concerned, I have given you the activity on informed consent and the steps and the solutions. So before beginning the survey, I mentioned earlier, you should see the following consent, or the participants should be able to see the following consent statement. This survey is a part of a research study on consumer behavior and brand perception. Your participation is voluntary and all responses will be kept confidential. The data collected will be used solely for research purposes. You may withdraw at any time. So you should mention this at the top of the questionnaire. So the key points of reliability, validity, and sensitivity. So you see, reliability, consistent scales, mostly Likert type, are used across questions to ensure stability in responses and allow Cronbach's alpha measurement for internal consistency. As far as validity is concerned, in terms of content validity, each section, like in this sample questionnaire, perception, satisfaction, loyalty, etc., comprehensively covers the intended constructs, ensuring all important aspects are addressed. Construct validity. Questions are structured to align with theoretical constructs in consumer behavior, such as trust and satisfaction. Criterion validity. Loyalty intention questions are framed to potentially correlate with future purchase data. So see, all the aspects have been covered. Then sensitivity. Questions are phrased neutrally, avoiding bias and minimizing social desirability influence. So this comprehensive questionnaire captures essential facets of consumer attitudes, ensuring that data is valid, reliable, and insightful for analyzing consumer brand perception, loyalty, and sensitivity to environmental and promotional factors. Now see how to summarize again. So in the first column, we have mentioned three objectives, and then second column comprising questions related to each objective, followed by types of variables, then the scales used, and then the concept related to reliability and validity. So, objective 1 focuses on understanding brand perception. Questions are: how would you rate the quality of our brand compared to others? Variable type dependent, 5-point scale Likert type, and reliability and validity, internal consistency with similar brand questions. Similarly, for other questions, you see. Second question, related to content validity and trust is included as key perception area. Assessing consumer satisfaction, construct validity, reliability aligns with satisfaction. Second question, focusing on consistency across satisfaction related terms. Understanding customer loyalty intentions. First question, focusing on predictive validity, as we have asked, how likely are you to purchase? Forecasts repeat purchase behavior. And then the second question, recommending the brand. It indicates consistent loyalty indicators. Similarly, next objective, evaluating environmental impact awareness, focusing on criterion validity as it aligns with real world behavior. Second question, related to sensitivity to environmental impact and purchase. And last objective, measuring responsiveness to promotions. So how likely are you to purchase shows concurrent validity and predicts actual promo behavior. And to what extent promotional offers influence your decision to buy the product indicates sensitivity to subtle preference shifts. I hope you are able to understand the concepts. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any query till now? Or should I show you the related research paper, which will further help you in developing effective questionnaire?
Yes, ma'am, that would be very helpful.
Right. And I will share this also in the group. Right? You have a group. I hope you are aware. You are a part of the group.
No, ma'am, I am not part of WhatsApp group.
Okay. Bhola sir will add you. So the
Ma'am, share
research,
PPT also.
ma'am, you will get the recordings and PPTs are a part of recording itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me show you the research paper. These PDF files I will share. Right? PPTs are already covered in the recording. Now see. I hope you are able to see this research paper, all of you. Yes. Designing and validating a research questionnaire, part 1. Right? This is written by Priya Ranganathan and Carlo Cardiff. Right? So see the abstract, what it says. Questionnaires are often used as a part of research studies to collect data from participants. However, the information obtained through a questionnaire is dependent on how it has been designed, used, and validated. In this article, we look at the type of research questionnaires, their applications and limitations, and how a new questionnaire is developed. Right? So what they did, they have given the introduction. Right? Then what is a research questionnaire? Then strengths and limitations of questionnaires. Then types of research questionnaires, depending on the mode of administration, depending on the format of the questions. Then structured question format, single choice response, multiple choice response, rating scales like we have been discussing, then metrics. Right? Then using pre-existing questionnaires versus developing a new questionnaire. These questions must be coming to your mind, so you can go through this article. designing a new research questionnaire, gathering content, create a list of questions, right? And then examples of poorly phrased questions in a research questionnaire. See, original question, issue, and rephrased question. I think we have already discussed a lot about it, but still, if you want, you can go through this article for further clarity. All right. Then, testing a questionnaire, we have discussed this point also. Then, references. I hope this will help you. Yes? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll share it in the group. Then I'll show you one more paper, or I can say the part 2 of the questionnaire. Same paper, part 2. I hope you are able to see this. Designing and validating a questionnaire, research questionnaire, part 2. Right? So what we have discussed here, validity and reliability refer to the accuracy and consistency of a research tool. In the previous article in this series, we examined the development of a research questionnaire. In this article, we discussed the methods of determining the validity and reliability of a research questionnaire. Right? After introduction, they have explained the concept of validity and reliability. Then you see diagrammatic representation. Not valid, not reliable, valid, not reliable, reliable, not valid, and valid and reliable. Right? Then determining the validity of the questionnaire, face validity, content validity, criterion validity, and construct validity. Then internal consistency, that is the association among all elements. Then determining the reliability of a questionnaire, test, retest reliability, intra-rater. Right? So we are discussing different ways to determine reliability. Then inter-rater reliability, then examples from the published literature, then references. Right? Few more articles if you want to see. Yes, one is from Emerald, Asia Pacific Journal of Marketing and Logistics. And the article is on topic sensitivity and research design, effects on internal survey respondents' motives. Right? So you see, if you go through these topics thoroughly, you will be able to develop effective questionnaires. Right? Just have a glance. If you want, you find comfortable, I can share this also. So I try to find some relevant papers. Then another one is on development of SCSS, sensory sensitivity scales, reliability and validity analysis. This is published in Elsevier. Right? So what this paper adds, who are the participants, how should we mention, then measurement tools, right? Then scale development. Yes, this is important. Scale development. This is what we have been discussing for last 2 days. Visual or auditory sensitivity scale. So it depends on the study you have undertaken. Then statistical analysis of main studies. How we arrive at developing scales. So if you are going to develop your own scale, right, then how will you represent your research of developing the questionnaire? For this, you can refer to this particular article. Say here we have discussed in detail construct validity, right? Then a sensitivity scale, then reliability. Then we had lots of discussions and the tool used is SPSS here. And for further details, you can go through the references. Then another article is the basic psychological need satisfaction and frustration scale in exercise, validity, reliability, and gender invariance in Portuguese exercisers. So these articles further support your research, as we have been discussing. Like, to add to the worth, we must refer to the source. That is why I'm showing you the research papers. The workshop is resting on these major articles, especially the first two I have shown you in the beginning. Right, measures, basic psychological need satisfaction and frustration scale, how we arrived at it. Right. So SAM is applied in previous paper, factor analysis was applied. So it depends which tool you are comfortable with. Okay. One last thing I would like to ask. I hope everyone knows how to use that create Google form, or should I tell you how to create it? Another article, development and validation of attitude measurement scales, fundamental and practical aspects. This is again, I think, from Emerald. Yes. So see this article also. So should I share first two or all? It's your choice. Either you can tell me now or you can mention in the group. Right? Yeah. This is the
All,
author I was
all,
mentioning yesterday, here et al. Right? What you said? Please reply.
ma'am, please share all papers.
Right. So how to represent information, that is also important. Just knowing the things but lacking expression also impacts your research work. So how to represent it as per the standard formats is equally important. Yes, I was asking about Google Scholar. Sorry, not Google Scholar. I was asking about Google Forms. Kapil sir, is there any digital platform for structured questionnaire for marketing? Yes, they are there. We take separate sessions on such things. If you want, we can have a separate workshop on it, right? If yeah, respondents are looking for any other specific topic to be covered, you can tell me. We can have more workshops in times to come. Yes, please. Like sir suggested, digital platforms for structured questionnaires. Yes, we can discuss it in detail. No doubt, these are there. They exist. Any other topic you would like to have discussion on in times to come, you can suggest. You can share the feedback, all of you. Okay, over to Bhola sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session and spending your precious time with us for 2 days, yesterday and today. And
Thank you,
session
sir.
was really very impactful. And on behalf of MTC Global family, I also thank all the participants for their active participation on both the days. The certificate will be sent through email, maybe no latest by this weekend. So be in the WhatsApp group. Please don't leave and until you receive the certificate. I'll keep posted the update on the same in the group, and video for today will be shared with you in the group tomorrow, and yesterday's already I posted in the group today morning. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants, for
Thank you.
making session lively.
Merry
Thank you, sir.
Christmas
Thank you, ma'am.
and Happy New Year in advance.
Same to you, sir, and everyone.
Yeah,
Same to
yeah.
you, sir.
Time is very near.
Yes.
Thank you. All the very best. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care. Going up there.